Joining me now is David Satter of the Hoover Institution. He is one of the country's leading authorities on Russia. He's an author of Darkness at Dawn, The Rise of the Russian Criminal State. David, thank you for joining us this evening.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
The tensions have been building in the area for quite some time. Now we see this rapid escalation to basically the brink of war. What's your assessment of the situation?
Well, it seems it's no longer the brink of war, but actually war has broken out. It's a question, it seems to me, whether the conflict can be contained as it ought to be. It's really what has happened is that Georgia has tried to regain territory that was part of the Republic of Georgia when Georgia was part of the Soviet Union. And those boundaries were recognized as international boundaries when the Soviet Union broke up. So whatever the merits of the Georgian case versus the South Ossetian case, one wonders why Russia should be involved in this situation. What business is it of theirs?
Certainly. I'd like to actually read a statement from the White House today. President Bush's press secretary, Dana Perino, released a statement, and it reads, President Bush has been regularly updated on the situation. I want to reiterate on his behalf that the United States supports Georgia's territorial integrity, and we call for an immediate ceasefire. What does this mean for Americans sitting around their TVs tonight, listening to this? What does this mean in terms of the U.S. involvement?
Well, the U.S. involvement is at a fairly low level. The United States has been training the Georgian army, and that's one of the reasons it may not be so easy for the Russians. There's only one road that leads into South Ossetia over the mountains from Russia. And it's not going to be a simple matter for Russia to move troops into the area, take it over, and defeat the Georgian army if that's their intention. But it seems to me unlikely that the United States itself will get involved in the conflict, aside from offering diplomatic support, which of course is very necessary and probably quite welcome by the Georgians.
Georgia is a key ally in the region. U.S. interests, what are they at stake here?
Well, they are at stake, but not so much because Georgia is a key ally. Georgia is rather remote from the really key problems that the United States faces right now. It's a question of principle, actually. Russia is fond of saying that Georgia is in our backyard, Georgia is in our neighborhood. Well, it's reasonable to ask, what difference does that make? Lots of countries, maybe the Georgians consider that Russia's in their backyard. The fact is that either way, these are independent countries that have the right to chart their own future and make their own decisions.
Yes, but Georgia has sought to join NATO and has moved very strongly towards Western influences. Is this a test case with Russia? There have been enormous tensions with Russia and the United States in recent months. Is this a symptom of it?
Well, it could be that the failure to begin the process of welcoming Georgia into NATO was one of the things that encouraged Russia to act as it has before Georgia makes too much progress in the direction of becoming part of the Western Alliance, and the costs of aggression would correspondingly increase.
How worrisome is it that Russia is being so aggressive? I'd like to actually bring up a comment made by Georgia's president, Saakashvili. He made this comment today, and let's listen to it for a second.
This is an issue of a big country trying to destroy small country, trying to bring to the knee small country by military means, and that has happened before. Old habits die hard, and it's very unfortunate it's coming back.
These are strong statements. This is a strong, aggressive act on the part of Russia. How do you assess this?
Well, this demonstrates more than anything else that the Soviet mentality still exists in Russia. Soviet Union has disappeared as a country, but the mentality of the Soviet system still exists. Russia doesn't recognize Georgia as a fully independent country. It understands Georgia as a country which should be subservient to Russia. There's no reason why the rest of the world should go along with such a distorted interpretation.
All right, thank you very much for your analysis this evening. David Satter, thank you.